It's Stevie J from Glove Up or Shut Up with your Bellator 101 results from the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. We start out with 4 lightweight tournament bouts, the first of which was Martin 50 cal Stapleton versus Sadawad, and Sadawad made it look fairly easy. Stapleton tapped out to the rear naked choke at 3:46 of the first round. Pretty one-sided fight. John Alessio and Will Brooks was you could say more competitive, but Alessio took a hellacious beating to the point that by the third round, every time his head went down to the canvas, he was painting it like a paintbrush. He was just leaving his blood everywhere. Sean Wheelock even called it a faucet of blood. I think that's a pretty accurate description. So, not only did a unanimous decision go the way of Will Brooks, he got a 30-26, a 30-27, and one judge even gave him a 30-25. So, yes, Alessio went the distance, but no, that didn't mean he came close to winning. Rich Clemente and Ricardo Turlough. This might be the most competitive fight of the night in the lightweight tournament, but once again, the result makes it rather one-sided, and it wasn't quite as much of a beating, but it was definitely Ricardo Turlough's fight. I guess the only round that I would call close would be the first round, and some of the people voting on the Bellator app felt that way as well, but I agree with Jimmy Smith here. It was 10-9 all 3 rounds, because Turlough was doing the better striking, and all Clemente could think of was to try to get it to the ground and go for a submission on the ground and try to trap a leg and get a leg lock with a minute left, but he just couldn't find anything on the ground, and Turlough was beating him up pretty good, so I agree with the fact that Turlough got the unanimous decision here, 30-26 and 30-27 times 2. Now, the most dominant fight other than Sadawad was the final fight of the lightweight tournament. That was Tiger Sarnavskiy versus Marcus Davis, and if you heard Glove Up or Shut Up, I pretty much predicted this. I'm not going to be smug about it or anything, but Marcus Davis is getting up there in years. Tread's pretty well worn off those tires, and Tiger Sarnavskiy is young and hungry, and he hit Marcus Davis the way Marcus Davis used to hit people. He just blasted him with a right, took it to the ground right away when he had him rocked, and tapped him out, and blood was pouring out of Marcus Davis's nose and mouth from the beating he took with ground and pound until he was softened up enough to tap out. So the winner by rear naked choke at 140 of the first round, Tiger Sarnavskiy. Now on October 25th, Brooks and Awad will face off in one side of the bracket to determine the finals, and on the other side of the bracket, Turlough will face Sarnavskiy. So 2 good fights to look forward to coming up in Bellator. Last but not least, the baddest man on the planet, Joe Warren, returns to the Bellator cage after a long layoff and shows he's got his old ways back. He was using takedowns to dominate the first round, set up a takedown early in the second round with a jump knee, went for the back, went for an armbar triangle combo. He lost the wrist control for a little bit, but when he got it back, he was able to pull it and stretch it, and Kirk finally had to give up and tap out before his arm got all kinds of messed up. So, 303 of the second round, the baddest man on the planet, Joe Warren, returns to his winning ways, and this was also a bantamweight semifinal, so he moves into the finals bracket. That's it for Bellator 101. I'm Stevie J from Glove Up or Shut Up, and of course you can also find my work at the Wrestling Observer and Fight Game blog.